Charlotte,
What?
today is a very important day.
Doesn't feel too
Yeah,
important.
well, it is.
Why is that?
This is the week that the most important movie of our entire generation comes out.
Oh my god, already?
Yep. We'll be right back on
MMTV.
Do it, Charlotte. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it.
Classic musical / major motion picture Cats is officially in theaters
Yep.
in 4 days.
Yeah, in 4 days.
But it's as close as we're going to get since this is our last show of the year.
Yes, while we haven't actually seen Cats physically, mentally I feel like we've been living it for months.
Yes, I too have been constantly making pleas to everyone about how I deserve to be the one to go to cat heaven.
Haven't we all, Charlotte? Haven't we all?
So, what big plans do we have for this exciting episode?
Oh, great question, Charlotte. We're going to talk about cats.
All right, anything specific about cats?
Not really.
Well, that's kind of a bummer.
You know, I don't think I really know that much about cats.
Gasp.
Yeah, I know, but doesn't it just make it that much better? I mean, now I can experience it for the first time in theaters.
As a musical theater person, that makes me sad.
No, as a musical theater person, most of life makes you sad.
Do we have a thing to go to?
Oh, yeah. Coming up now is Emma Spitz's Question of the Week, followed by Kaylee Zuko's Sports and Clubs segment. So let's see how they're celebrating Cats Week.
My favorite part of the holidays is getting to see family I don't often see because I love my family. They're fun to be around.
Right, so my favorite part of the holiday season is sleeping in on break because I'm really not about getting 7 hours of sleep on the week, so I get to get like a full 12 hours in.
My favorite part about the holidays is probably that we get a break from school and we get to eat a lot of food and just spending time with family because family is the most important thing.
Get to sleep in more because it's break. Happy holidays.
I get to not go to school for 2 weeks, and that's pretty cool.
My favorite part of the holidays is Christmas cookies.
My favorite part of the holidays is getting to see my cousins who come up from North Carolina.
I love sleeping in and just being able to do whatever I want. Snow, I guess, like ice skating, skiing, sledding, snow.
Probably my favorite part about the holidays is the fact that I don't have to get up at 6 in the morning every day, and also that I don't have to come to school.
I guess my favorite part of the holiday season is family, I guess, or getting presents. I guess it's casual.
My favorite part about the holiday season is when my grandma comes out from Ohio to visit.
Hello.
What's your favorite thing about the season?
My favorite thing about the holiday season is when it's nighttime and you can make a fire and just kind of curl up with a bunch of nice warm blankets next to it.
My favorite part of the holidays is probably eggnog and just all the festive drinks.
My name is Lucas Kissel. I'm a senior. Some of my friends, like Jake Lyons and Seth Wyatt, came up to me last year and asked me if I would be interested in joining their new fencing club that they were starting, and I said yes, and we started from there. We don't necessarily have a captain. We have several veteran fencers, because we've been fencing since last year, and that would be myself, Jake Lyons, Adam Boscarino, Andrew Weston, Will McLaughlin, and Evan Smith. I mean, fencing is a sport in and of itself, but here at Monument it would be considered a club team. We had our equipment donated to us by the School Center Incorporated. They were very gracious to give us money so that we could buy all of the garments and clothing that we wear, the swords, and the scoring boxes as well. It is from 3 to 5 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's a lot of fun. There are a lot of other fencing teams in the Berkshires. They're not public schools though, so they're private schools, and they've had fencing club teams for many years. So whenever we want to fence, we usually will go to them. There's 10 of us that are a core group, but there's about 16 total. To start fencing, I mean anyone that's on the fencing team, including myself. Seth Wyatt would be the best person to talk to, as he's the coordinator of everything we do, and also partially our coach, because he's such a refined fencer. He's been fencing for I think 6 years now. He's the one who teaches us a lot of the footwork and a lot of the different moves that we have learned so far. The scoring boxes are so at the end of the swords, there's a little button so that when you press, or when you poke, when you make contact with the other with your opponent, it presses in the button and it completes a circuit that goes to a box in our back pocket that sends a signal to the box on the table next to us or on the floor, depending on where we're fencing, and a little light, either a red light or a green light, depending on which side you're on, lights up and it buzzes, and that's how we know that you've scored a point. I mean, in a real match, it depends. We usually go to 15 when we do our small tournaments.
So Charlotte, how many times do you think you're going to see Cats?
Honestly, probably a lot. There are no other movies coming out at this time of the year. I mean, if I'm not going to see Cats, what else would I see?
Oh, you said it, Charlotte. And they've been building up to this movie for so long now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, also, happy holidays.
Yeah, less important, but happy holidays.
I think we're contractually obligated to say it, so I thought I'd just sneak it in there.
Very smooth.
Charlotte, which cat do you think you're most like?
Skimbleshanks.
What's that? Is that like a prison cat?
What?
Who's Skimbleshanks?
The railway cat. The cat of the railway train.
And their name is Skimbleshanks? Like, unironically, that's what people call them?
Yeah.
And this is a cat?
Yeah.
All right.
What cat would you be?
You know, I don't actually know any of them.
Well, look them up.
All right, I will. And then, when we come back from some news, I'll tell you.
All right. This year's Poetry Out Loud finals will be on Tuesday the 17th during 6th and 7th period. If you want to go, make sure and check with your teachers.
Since it's already winter break, this is our last show of 2019. We will see you next decade on January 12th.
We have lots of sports to do before the break starts. A girls' basketball game at home versus Putnam and a boys' basketball game at Wacona on Monday. On Tuesday, there will be a swim meet at Taconic Hills. Wednesday is sport-free, but Thursday has girls basketball at Mount Anthony and wrestling at home versus Mount Greylock. And finally, on Friday, boys basketball at home versus Drury and swimming versus Mount Anthony. Next up, we've got This Week in History from Sienna Bond and the video game review from Caden Judarakis.
Smash Your Road came out in 2014 on iOS. It isn't available on Android currently, and most likely won't ever be. It is an action game where you have to run from the police while collecting coins and avoiding bodies of water. There are cities where it is hard to avoid buildings. There isn't too much to say about this game, considering it's pretty straightforward. With the coins you collect in the game, you can buy different cars and power-ups to help you in the game. At the top of the screen, it shows how long you've gone without being caught. The higher the amount of flashing lights, the longer you've been alive. There's only one mode, but they're looking to add more in the near future. The game is overall very chaotic. It is not very well made or designed, and like many mobile games, it is very laggy. It is not a game that you can sit down and play for hours, and I usually get bored of it after 10 minutes. Due to all the issues with it, I rate this game a 5.6 out of 10.
On Tuesday, there is a faculty meeting in the library. All the teachers will meet from 3 to 4 for the last time before break.
Best Buddies is hosting a movie night on Wednesday the 18th in H05. If you plan on going, make sure to bring snacks and wear your pajamas.
Wednesday is your last chance to submit a mural design for around the school, so if you have an idea, make sure to get it in on time. Next, we've got the by Kelly Couch, and then This Week in Science from Kate Goebel, and then the student interview by Dylan Becker.
My experience has been pretty fun. I mean, it's a pretty easy school to go through. There's only been a few issues here with like ethnicity backgrounds and stuff like that, but other than that, it's been fun. My hardest class is probably
like your whole high school so far.
Yeah, probably physics. Not very into science that much, but I get through it. I pass. So yeah. Not at all. We got a lot more freedom than we did in middle school. So I thought it was a lot better than middle school was. So it was fun.
How many kids are in your grade?
I have no idea. 120.
Hi, Mr. Rosenthal.
No, not at all, because I knew a lot of the older kids. I was mostly friends with a lot of older kids, so I knew them all pretty well, and they all treated me very kindly. My favorite class is probably Algebra 2, because I have a lot of my friends in there, and Miss Knox is actually a pretty good teacher. I am looking forward to senior year, because I'll be older, bigger, stronger, and I'm just looking forward to playing basketball as a senior.
All right, what cat are you?
Okay, with a quick scan of the cat's IMDb page, which is something I'd recommend everyone do for the names alone, on incognito mode, of course. I don't want Google to know I looked that up. I'd say my favorite cat is Busterford Jones, because it sounds like what you'd call someone who's like a really good breakdancer if you were trying to think of something witty to call them after they served you with like a really cool dance move.
Wow, specific.
I like to put some thought into these things. Here, let's play a game. I'll throw a name out, and you tell me if it's a cat from Cats or something I made up.
Okay.
Rum Tum Tugger.
Yeah, that's real. I love him.
Monkey Strap.
That's a real one.
Yeah. Shoelace.
No.
Mungo Jerry.
Are we allowed to say that on TV?
Gus.
Yeah. His actual name is Asparagus.
Wow. Someone wrote all that stuff.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Anyways, we have a tiny bit more of news to do, so let's get to that.
If you want to audition for the spring musical, Cinderella, sign up for a spot on the call board. The auditions will be Monday and Tuesday, January 6th and 7th, with possible callbacks on the 8th and 9th.
The Tuesday we get back from break will be Drama Day for the advanced drama production of Arsenic and Old Lace. All students in the class will be excused from all other classes for the entire day.
The performances of Arsenic and Old Lace will be on Thursday and Friday, January 9th and 10th at 7. Rounding out our show is Prem's Recipes and the Lunch and Weather segment from Nick Barbieri.
Hello and welcome back to Prem's Quick Recipes. Today on this segment, I will be making chocolate chip cookies filled with Oreo cookies. The ingredients we're going to be using today is 10 Oreos and cookie dough. I'm using prepared cookie dough by Pillsbury, or you can use store-bought, or you can use box mix or from scratch. The first step is to get a pan and grease it with either olive oil or vegetable oil. Now you're going to want to take your Oreo cookies and cover them in cookie dough. You're going to want to put a thin layer around the whole cookie and do this for all of yours. Place your baking sheet in the oven for how long the cookies say to bake for. I'm putting them in at 350 degrees convection bake for 15 minutes. Now that you have finished baking your cookies for 15 minutes, you can take them out of the oven and let them cool for another 5 to 10 minutes. Now that you have let your cookies cool for another 5 minutes, you can take them out of the cooling spot and enjoy. Thanks for watching this week's segment and stay tuned next week for the next segment.
Over to a very special Charlotte's Corner. This week, Charlotte will be singing the song Memory from the incredibly popular musical / major motion picture Cats. However, since it is copywritten, we will have to mute her microphone. I guess just go whenever you're ready, Charlotte. I guess while she's going, I'll just explain the plot of Cats to everyone. So it's about a bunch of cats, and they there's like an event every year where the cats all want to die and go to cat heaven. And I believe the entire show is just different cats showing up, like Busterford Jones, showing up and introducing themselves with a song, and then talking about how they are the ones that deserve to die. I don't know. I don't know what was happening in T.S. Eliot's life that made him want to write this. And to be honest, I'm not entirely convinced that it's not something that Charlotte has made up and just has been lying to me about this entire time. But there's a movie coming out, and James Corden is in it, so you know that it has to be good. Oh, we're done with Charlotte's Corner for this week. How exciting.
That actually was incredibly accurate.
Yeah, I know more than I lead on.
Okay, if you want to watch future episodes, you can do that on CTSB 1302 on Sundays at 5:30, or you can watch at the same time on our website, mmtv.us.
Yeah, and you can also watch older episodes there. We've had a couple good ones this year that might be worth checking out. I'm not going to tell you which ones, though. You kind of just have to go back and watch them all.
Oh, good plan.
Well, everyone, have a nice holiday break.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Oh, and Happy Hanukkah.
Also, Happy Kwanzaa.
And Happy Cats Week.
Oh, yeah. That one's the most important.
Yeah, go treat yourself to a nice break from all the horrors of holiday shopping with a nice screening of Cats.
Yeah, that should make you feel better.
Anyways, for MMTV in 2019, I've been Will McLaughlin.
And I'm Charlotte Ivy.
And I guess we'll see you next year.
I hope.
I'm indifferent.
See you next time.
MMTV.